I never imagined the choices I made would come back to shatter everything the way they did. I kept convincing myself it was just a slip-up, something I could hide away, pretend it never happened, and move on. I told myself over and over that if he didn't know, it couldn't hurt him. But I couldn't have been more wrong. Things began to change when my relationship with Jason started feeling dull. We'd been together for 5 years, married for 2. Jason was everything a partner should be, caring, dependable, kind. But somewhere along the way, I began to feel restless. The spark we once shared seemed to fade into predictable routines, quiet evenings, and conversations that felt more like habit than connection. I blamed the pressures of work, the busyness of life, anything except myself. That's when Brian came into the picture. He was a colleague, and everything about him felt new. He was charming, quick-witted, adventurous in ways Jason wasn't. Around him, I felt seen again. At first, I told myself it was harmless, just playful banter that brightened my day. But one night after work gathering, the line was crossed. I kept telling myself it was a mistake, something that would never happen again. But it did, again and again, until it became a full-blown affair. I thought I was being discreet. I thought I could keep the two worlds apart. But secrets have a way of surfacing. I didn't notice at first, but Jason had begun to sense the shift, the distance, the excuses, the sudden urgency of my phone calls, the late nights at the office. He didn't confront me right away, but I could see the hurt in his eyes even when he tried to hide it. Then came the night that changed everything. It was his mother's birthday, a big dinner at his parent home. The house was warm with chatter, laughter, and the clink of glasses. His siblings were there, their partners, close family friends. I felt nervous, but I told myself I could get through it, as I always did. In the middle of dinner, Jason stood up and lightly tapped his glass. The room quieted, expecting a toast or some kind words about his mother, but the look on his face was serious. He cleared his throat and said, "There's something I need to say." He turned toward me, his voice steady, but filled with pain. "I know you've been unfaithful. I've known for a while." The room fell into stunned silence. My heart felt like it stopped. I couldn't breathe, couldn't think. He didn't raise his voice, didn't break down. The disappointment in his eyes was sharper than any angry words. He looked around at everyone and continued, "I thought about keeping this private, but I deserve honesty and my family deserves to understand why I'm ending this marriage." Then he looked at me one last time and said quietly, "Go home, pack your things, be gone by morning." I couldn't find the words. I couldn't even move at first. Tears blurred my vision, but I knew there was nothing I could say to undo what I'd done. The faces around me, the people who had embraced me as family, were filled with shock, pity, and betrayal. I left that house with shaking hands and a heavy heart. Not because I was caught, but because in that moment, I finally understood what I had thrown away. I had given up something true and steady for fleeting moments that meant nothing in the end. Months have passed, and that night still plays over my mind. The way Jason stood there, calm and strong, while I fell apart. I don't expect his forgiveness. What I do have is a hard lesson I earned, one I carry with me every single day.